Before the video starts, I just want to happily say that this video is sponsored by the Bahamut. Cause because of all my Castle Crashers videos, right? All jokes aside, today I will be talking about Castle Crashers and how it's such a good game. So I'm pretty sure most of you that are watching this video know about Castle Crashers, or at least I've heard of it, and I'm not just saying that because a particular type of video blew up, but basically this game got problems. And for the 1% of you watching this video that are like, oh, what's Castle Crashers? Either you have not had an actual childhood, you're too young, or you just don't care for video games. Castle Crashers is a 2D Wait, is that how you pronounce it? Wait, hold up. Indie? Seriously? Oh, okay, whatever. Castle Crashers is a 2D indie game style beat 'em up video game developed by the Bahamut. It features music created by members of Newgrounds, which was really popular back then. And the Xbox 360 version was released in 2008. The PlayStation 3 version was released in 2010, and finally on Steam in 2012. The game is set in a fictional medieval universe in which a dark wizard steals a mystical crystal and captures 4 princesses. That dude got problems. And 4 knights are charged by the king to rescue the princesses, recover the crystal, and bring the wizard to justice. On June 15th, 2015, the Bahamut announced Castle Crashers Remastered, a remastered version of the game for Xbox One, while the Steam version received it in the form of a free update. The remastered version features higher quality textures, uncapped frame rates, performance improvements, which is a lie, and we'll get into that later, and an additional minigame, which may or not be... Chill, bro. Chill. Why is that even a thing? And this version later released for the Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 4 on September 17th, 2019. Keep in mind though that it took 4 years, yes, 4 years for the game to come out on PS4 and Nintendo Switch, which is bullshit. Castle Crashers also supports cooperative gameplay for up to 4 players, either locally or online. Now I'm pretty sure most of you feel very nostalgic about Castle Crashers because of how it's been around for so long, and I ain't gonna lie, I used to be too, because back in my years of playing PlayStation 3, I played games like, Little Big Planet, Minecraft, Terraria, Fat Princess, PlayStation All-Stars, and all those other games. And luckily, the original Castle Crashers used to be one of them. I was excited to play Castle Crashers, as it was a new experience for me, alongside online multiplayer, arena, and the volleyball minigame. And shoot, I was even scared to try Insane Mode. But one of the major problems that I had with the game was that it wasn't a lot of people playing it, and I always wondered why. But little did I know that years later, Castle Crashers Remastered would come out on PlayStation 4. And I did feel excited to play it again, partly because there wasn't really anybody playing the original version, but after playing Castle Crashers Remastered for a few months, I just wasn't hooked onto it like I was when I was younger, and some things just felt a little, off. Now I know what some of you may be thinking, but OJ, this is what blew up your channel! OJ, Castle Crashers is a good game! OJ! I'm not saying that Castle Crashers Remastered is a bad game, and I am grateful that I got remastered, because that was when the community came back alive and it was the reason why my channel blew up a bit. But ultimately, I just feel like there was a lot of missed opportunities for this game, and it had a lot of potential. I'm pretty sure we've all had those games where we always came back for more. And I'm not wrong, am I? Take a second and ask yourself why you played a game more than once. Was it because of a reward you were trying to get? Was it because the game had special or limited time events? Or was it because you get something that'll help you in return for you completing something? You should be able to see where I'm going with this. And the reason why I brought this up is because Castle Crashers doesn't have that much replayability like most games out there. And this is especially true if you have played Castle Crashers before. The problem is that most people play through the game only once, and when the end credits roll, it makes some players think they beat the game altogether, when actually there's a lot more to the game, such as unlocking characters or beating insane mode. What sucks about this though is that the game doesn't tell you anything about that stuff, and instead leaves you to find out about these things for yourself, which can leave a lot of players clueless, thus ending up not playing the game anymore. This could easily be fixed by adding things like events, guides, and reasonable rewards. One suggestion that I had in mind was if you beat normal mode with a character, you could gain a 2% permanent damage, health, and agility boost to all other characters you own, other than the standard white skull, which, I mean bro, that don't even do anything, it's just for looks. You could even choose to turn this on or off if you want to, and if you complete insane mode, the percentage could increase to 5%. Something like this will definitely make the game more worthy of completing with all characters, because you're actually being rewarded with something helpful. Even nightmare mode could be added to the game, which is basically a harder insane mode, but with enemies that are smarter, faster, can shoot arrows, block your attacks, and even interrupt your combos. So basically smarter AI, which is artificial intelligence. And if you complete this, then a percentage could be increased to 10%, along with a diamond skull or a purple skull, or really anything else that you could come up with. Another suggestion that could further make the game replayable is events. Maybe there could be 1 week boss raid events every couple of months, where you have to try and deal as much damage as you can to a boss before you die. And with online multiplayer being a thing, the event could either be set up as a competition, so who can deal the most damage, or it could be set up as a cooperative event, so everybody has to work together to achieve certain damage milestones. Or maybe there could be an event where you have to try and kill a certain amount of enemies to get something. Shoot, they could even add quests to complete for unlocking new combos or items. And with the way the game is set up right now, that would be perfect. The game could have a lot more combos than what it already has, so it'll definitely keep things interesting, bro. There are many more things that could have been added to the remastered version, but these are just a few of them that I thought about. And if you have any suggestions yourself, then be sure to comment them down in the comment section. I'd really love to hear them, because imagine if the Behemoth themselves watched this video, we could receive an update with all of these suggestions, which is, you know, I mean, unlikely to happen, but hey, you never know. Another problem that Castle Crashers has is its game interface, and how it explains how to play the game. And when I mean this, I am specifically talking about its combo system. You see, when you first start to play the game, you're only limited to doing 2 combos, which is a basic string of mashing light or heavy, and jumping and attacking. With that being said, as you gain experience and hit certain levels, you will unlock more combos, and the last combo you will learn will be at level 50. The combos themselves are great. But the problem is that the game doesn't really give you a list of strings you can put together using the combos, whether it be a few amount of them or a lot. And instead, they give you the basic inputs on how to perform the combos. Giving players the freedom to explore these things is cool and all, but when it comes down to Insane Mode, man do I feel bad for new players. The basic combos that most players use to get through Insane Mode won't really be as effective for Insane Mode. I just said Insane Mode twice, didn't I? Bruh, the basic combos that most players use to get through normal mode won't really be as effective for Insane Mode. And this is particularly because enemies have 10 times more health and damage. So you have to be careful, otherwise you will die very easily. The game doesn't do a very good job of explaining these things either, and the only recommended for experienced players warning is such a tease. Like seriously bruh, that's basically saying that we have more to learn, but are provided with no additional information on how to get better. The other thing is enemy types, and there are 6 of them, including lightweights, middleweights, heavyweights, lightweight beefies, heavyweight beefies, and stove faces. All of these enemy types have specific juggles that you have to perform to kill them. Well, except for heavyweight beefies and stove faces, because they can't really be juggled. And the game doesn't give much of an explanation for this either, which is really disheartening, because Insane Mode requires you to know a bunch of these things that are not really emphasized. And you know, that just doesn't make any sense at all. So instead, players have to look up these things, and I mean, it's not really bad. It's just that I think it would be more convenient to include these necessary things in the game, so players will know what to do, or at least do half and half. Nevertheless, a solution that I think would be reasonable to fix these issues would be to give a more in-depth explanation about enemy types, their specific juggles, and just combos in general after a player has beat normal mode, or even enforce them to look it up on a dedicated site like the Castle Crashers wiki. This way, people won't feel discouraged about Insane Mode, and therefore people would definitely feel more compelled to try and beat it. And not only that, but the percentage system that I explained about earlier would make beating Insane Mode much more fun and rewarding. Now, if you play Castle Crashers, then I just know you have had connection problems while trying to play online. This can kinda depend on what console you're on, but literally, no matter where you live, there will always be lag and stuttering. And how bad it gets is determined on where you and the other people you're trying to play with live. And basically what this means is that everything that you do, like attacking, jumping, and even walking, will be delayed by a few frames, which sucks because this alone makes it harder to do things when you're just trying to play with your friends. And the game isn't as clean as compared to you playing locally, which if you haven't noticed, it is clean. Like seriously, when you play locally, man, it just feels like how a game is supposed to feel like. But when you play online, everything is delayed, like bruh. And it can get so bad to the point where the game is literally unplayable. Like for real. I remember trying to play with someone to help them out on something, but whenever I tried to move, it took like 1 to 3 seconds for my character to move. And it would be like that no matter what we tried, so I couldn't play with them. Man, I couldn't play with them. All because of how bad the game handles these connection issues. I swear, this one thing about the game is one of the reasons why I don't play online that much. Because it makes the game much harder to play. And I know I'm not the only one that's experienced something like this. Another problem with the game is the black screens, and the fact that they just seem to happen whenever. And when they do happen, you're basically just stuck there until the host just leaves the game. And then you lose all your progress if you haven't saved your game or hit a checkpoint. These things can happen anytime when you're just trying to play online with other people, no matter if it's arena, story mode, or back off barbarian. Back off barbarian.
Hey,
Back
yo,
off
chill, fam.
barbarian. Wait,
Yo.
man.
No! Oh my gosh, dude, these guys are doo-doo.
And I think in part 3 of the Castle Crashers playthrough, which I haven't uploaded yet at the time of this video, we hit a black screen. So I think we had to start over from our last save checkpoint. I think now you're starting to see where I'm coming from. But anyway, this just trips me out so much. Why, you ask? Because this is supposed to be the remastered version. Remastered version, bro. How are you gonna call this a remastered version or a remastered game when you still got issues like these lying around? Like, look at this, bro. Look at this. The remastered version features higher quality textures, uncapped frame rate, performance improvements. Now, and I'm not even gonna talk about the additional minigame. That should even be a minigame. But anyways, this is straight from the wiki. I don't got nothing to say about this, but it should be pretty obvious on how this could be fixed, so I ain't gonna go too crazy on it. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is very different from what I usually do, like very different. But I just felt like I had to do something like this, because as long as I have been playing Castle Crashers, these things have always been in the back of my head, and I was finally able to get them out. But anyways, I couldn't have done this without the support from you guys, so thank you. And like I said before, don't take this video too seriously. It was just my opinion on how I felt about these things, and of course, if you felt differently, which I'm pretty sure you will, or even want to get your own thoughts and feelings out there, then be sure to comment down below in the comment section. But anyway, that'll be it for me, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.